Hey everybody, Gordon here. I'm going to do a very specific video on how I'm assigning numbers to different parts of the grip, arms, wrists, and hands, okay? Just like I've been doing in the posts on Instagram, and people have had some interest in it, and it's a very interesting concept to me. Partly, I've had to do this video over a few times because the angle on my phone is just a couple degrees off. Sometimes it cuts my head off, sometimes it cuts my hands out of the video. And I'm trying to do something in the world, and so we're trying to do something in the world with this golf club. These little angles actually matter a lot. So that's kind of the premise, and fun little side story here. Fourth or fifth time I'm doing the video, and I've got to get it in the right angle to capture in this room. Anyway, so little stuff matters sometimes, and that's what I'm getting at. So we're going to look at the numbers of this wrist and hand, this elbow and the shoulder, and then same on this side. Came up with this because why not? You know, I'm looking at relationships all the time and how people are setting up and how it's affecting the ball that way too for lefties, teaching lefties as well. And I want to know cause and effect. So this allows me to see cause and effect and to quantify it. And it's by no means a science. I'm just going based on ranges of motion, as you'll see. But my goal is to understand cause and effect and be able to make small changes that get results with people. And looking at really good golfers and looking at the way that they're setting up with their grip, finding that people are within a certain bandwidth of what things add up to. So I don't know if you've seen on Instagram, typically things have been adding up to between 23 and 26, 27. Kyle Berkshire 28, 29. So what this all means is that if we don't have our grips in a slightly strong position, not just with the hands, but with the rotation of our upper arms, we're not going to have much success. We're going to be screwed on the golf course, all right? It's like the post I mentioned about Bryson. He's got a weak lead arm, or Matt Wolff, or whoever's got a weak grip on tour. If they had a weak lead arm as well, I'd be curious to see how they'd play. But that's the interesting thing, is they don't have that. They've got their arm in a max internal rotation. That's setup, okay? So anyway, here we go. Lead arm, lead hand and wrist. I think we'd all agree this is a strong position. Strong, I think the reason that this got the slang term strong to it is because it helped with a stronger ball flight. It can help square the face, potentially help with a different path. Not always the case, but it can. So anyway, strong and weak, if you're not familiar with those terms, that's one way that I hypothesized those came up. So strong hand, say 10 out of 10, C4 knuckles, this thumb's over on the side, this big part of the side of your wrist bone here, the radial part is way over on the other side of the grip. Okay, so there's 10, so we'll just say that's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, pretty small movements, like I said about the camera, small movements can make a big difference in the results of something, all right? You're trying to go to the moon and you are 1 degree off, you are gone. You're in space forever, all right? You're gonna land somewhere else. So little changes here mean big changes out there. So let's now look at, I'm just gonna set this at 5, just neutral. So if this is max internal rotation, this would be the strong position because this is clockwise. All I'm doing here is measuring clockwise and counterclockwise movements of our arms. Okay, there's neutral, there's clockwise, counterclockwise. The interesting thing is while this is on here, this can have different values. All right, here's a 5, here would be a 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, trail hand, same thing. Oops. We've got, I'm just gonna set this, actually I'll just let this do whatever it's gonna do, but there would be a 1. This would be super weak trail hands, probably going to lead to the club being more open. That's the thing, is people have weak this tends to be strong, and these tend to be on the stronger side. Balances out, okay? Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would be a really strong lead hand, trail hand and wrist. Now we'll go here, put this back to 5. This can go, this would be 5, and then this would be weak. 4, 3, 2, 1, back to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, some people have this bent and extremely external when they set up, and that leads to things. So I could start talking about a few other things now. I'm gonna make more grip videos coming up here pretty soon, based on different matchups and different takeaway and swing conditions and backswing conditions that they create. Okay, we've got a lot of different things that can go on here, and that's really fascinating. And then I'm going to talk about how that leads to impact, what impact needs to be like based on how the person's gripping it, and what needs to happen with each of those matchups in order to create functional ball flight. It also depends on our body, how long our arms are, how long our torso is, our legs, how tall we are, how, you know, our wrist to floor measurement. There's a bunch of things that influence that stuff. Our clubs, some people learn to play with clubs that are more upright, more flat, shafts that are different, you know. Anyway, there's all kinds of different variables, but just talking about this one, how it relates, but it's all a puzzle, right? So anyway, this would be counterclockwise and clockwise. Each one of these can move independently, so you can get a lot of different combinations. And what I'm finding, looking at really good golfers of LPGA, Champions Tour, PGA, AMs, everyone, is that you've got a maximum value of 40 and a minimum of 0 or 1. And most good golfers, or almost all, fit between 22 and 28. 22 would be slightly strong, 28 would be more strong, 40 would obviously be the max, but there's not many at 40. You look at even the strongest grips around, or Kyle Berkshire, he was at like 28. He had some backward shaft lean, which weakens out his grip technically. But anyway, interesting stuff. And if you want me to assign values to yours, send you a screenshot with the numbers beside it, just send it to me on Instagram, or you find my email, you know, shoot me a message on YouTube and I'll get it back to you, because it's an interesting piece of the puzzle to figure out your game. If you're in the process of trying to make gains, it can be a huge step forward. You know, how you grip is so important. How we set up, you know, different angles where things are at are really important. How we swing, there's all kinds of variables that are important, but this is a big one. It's a big part of the puzzle. Hope that makes sense. More grip videos are coming your way, and then I'm going to be transferring things over to the Golf Gains YouTube channel at some point. I'll let you know when that happens. Thanks for listening. Peace.